So I want to talk a little bit about financial hardships in small business. They're going to happen, unfortunately. And the reason that I'd like to share, I want to share this stuff is because I've been in business for a few years now, and I still go through financial hardships. It's a big roller coaster, and there's times where I have, a pretty good bank account, and then there's other times where I don't. And this past week has been pretty rough on me. I've spent somewhere around the $10,000 on vehicle repairs. This truck that I'm in right now, I drove it down to Detroit, and it gave me fits down there, and ended up costing me $4,260 to get it fixed. And then I had some other issues with some other trucks too. But the point is here is, I wasn't prepared for that stuff. I did have some money in the bank, but that $10,000, and it just depends on who you talk to. I mean, to some people, $10,000 is unthinkable to have go wrong in 7 days, and to some people that's pocket change. We're all on different levels, and that's okay. It doesn't necessarily matter the amount. It just matters that hardship is hardship. Yes, I am plowing right now. So basically what I'm trying to say here is you're going to deal with hardship. It's going to happen, and it's just really up to you and your attitude on how you deal with it. Me, I've chosen to do just that. You can either lay down and play dead and give up, or you can grind it out and keep on keeping on. And like I said, this is my third year being a commercial snowplower, and honestly, I went into this winter with more work than I had last winter, which is, growth is inevitable, which is a good thing. And my plan was to not spend as much money this winter on myself and on frivolous things, if you want to say that, and then I could go into the spring with some money set aside to buy new equipment for tree removal. And to be quite honest with you, these repairs this last week totally chewed into my tree removal money. I did buy a dump truck, it's not a big dump truck because I didn't want to have to get a CDL. It's a 98 Chevy 1-ton dually dump truck, so we can chip into it. But I was going to buy a chipper too, and the reason for that is last year was really kind of my first year really going hard at the trees, and I'm still trying to gain traction in the trees and solidify myself as a tree guy up here where I'm at in Michigan. And so I was renting equipment, which there's nothing wrong with that, but as I started getting busier, the problem with that is the rental company dictates when you can do the work. And it started to sound almost unprofessional, in my opinion, when you'd go bid a job and they'd say, when can you do it? And you're like, well, I have to check with the rental company. In some cases I would call the rental company ahead of time, but you might call the rental company and say, hey, you got a lift for the 13th, and then you go there and try to schedule it for the 13th, but they're going to be out of town and they want to be there, and it's just, it's hard to predict all that kind of stuff. So that chewed up my entire savings for the summer. So I'm pretty much back to square one. Gonna have to do a little renting. I do have the dump truck, which is nice, but the point of this video is don't give up. And I see so many people, especially in my line of work, and maybe it's just because this is what I do, so I pay attention more. You see new companies come in one year and start plowing snow, and year one you really don't have that many customers. You just don't. I mean, you do what you can, and you can't afford that nice of a truck or that nice of a plow if you're truly starting from the ground up. Now sometimes people have family members that can help them out, or a small business loan. But I didn't do any of that. I just started from nothing. But they come in and you see them around town, and then they have a catastrophic failure. Maybe a transmission goes bad, and it costs them $2,000 to get it fixed, and they don't have it, so they just give up. And I'm telling you, only the strong survive. Don't give up. You will get through it. It's one thing that I've found in business, and I think it's more probably spiritual than anything else, is that I always find a way. Don't ask me how I find a way. I don't know. It just happens. I get myself into these situations where I'm screwed, if I don't pay this, it's going to get taken away, or this and that and the other thing, and for somehow or another, it just ends up, my phone rings, I get a job, and it works itself out. So, and last summer it was pretty tight all summer long, actually. Things would get real tight, and I would get a job, and then that job would be used to catch myself back up. And then I would, shortly thereafter be behind again. But, I'm giving myself 5 years, and I'm only on year 3 with the snow plowing, and this will be my 2nd summer with the trees. So, I'm still kind of new to it, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want you to see that the struggle is real, but the American dream is also real, and don't give up on your dreams. Just because you hit a little snag in the road, mine happened to be, for me, $10,000 in vehicle repairs, which was a lot of money for me, and for you it might be, depending on what you're doing. I can really only relate to my business, but you got to get new tires on your truck, and it's $800. That might be a lot to you, and that's okay. It all depends on your overhead. And, I digress. I'm starting to ramble a little bit here. So don't give up. You can do it. You can be an entrepreneur. You can live the American dream. I believe that everybody should have the opportunity to live out their dreams. And I'm not really an inspirational speaker. I don't want to be. I want you to see that it can be done, and I want you to see firsthand that there are struggles, and you can make it through those struggles by seeing that somebody else has done it. And if I can help one person not make a mistake that I made, then I'm completely satisfied with that. So subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep cranking out some videos here, hopefully some more positive ones coming up. This was kind of a negative one, but again, business can be negative at times, and you got to keep your chin up as hard as it can be. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you on the next video.